Hi everyone. So I want to say that last week was great. We had a lot of chances. We probably should have scored something more closely to like 20 goals rather than just 9. So yeah, I think that we can improve a little bit by just taking shots from kind of like an angle more in front of the goal instead of riding out to the side and then trying to shoot across the goal. We made the other goalkeeper look really good last week when we could have just drug it back to someone in the middle or just set up a shot towards the middle a little bit more. Um, yeah, so on offense we looked really good. We looked really creative. We had tons of chances. It was all great. I want to talk a little bit about defense for today. One of the things that we had a little problem with, it was a little bit scary, at least when I was watching it from the sidelines, was when we had a situation like this and perhaps we'd get the ball out. The blue team's the other team, and we're the red team here in this little diagram. So if the other team has the ball and they're kind of like in their own half or their own third, they do like some sort of like a long ball out to this person up here. And we could see that I think Kay was really good at predicting when that was going to happen, and he stepped in front of that many times. But if we play against a higher quality team, they'll make sure that they can get this ball to this front person without the interception a lot of the times. So we just have to be a little careful with this last player back here in defense if they're going to play forward like that, that we have to be very careful about when we're going to take our chance to step in front of that ball. Because if we don't get that ball right there, then that means this person then has the ball and they're in on goal and can take an easy shot. So just be careful, be conservative if you're the last person back here. It's fine to slow them up. You can let them have the ball, just slow them up so we can get our defenders back in position so we can defend the goal from a shot. Being conservative as that last person is always better than being a little bit too aggressive. So, another situation where we're on defense, let's say that they've got the ball in our half. So they're up here, and let's just say we've got players like this. We got this player back over here. Let's say we got this player over here. Let's say they have all their players in our half. Okay, and let's assume that we're marking them well. So if they've got the ball right here, and the ball gets played in, it gets played in quite a bit, I found, to this little corner area. I guess it's curved over here, but it gets played in quite a bit to this corner area over here. One thing I want to make sure Brooke does this time is be a lot more conservative in net, and if the ball is going to go anywhere, like there's a good like foot or two to the side of the goal that it hits quite a bit, so the ball often hits right about here, let it hit there, because if you try to, even if you make contact with it, unless you grab it and save it and hold it and catch it, the ball is going to deflect right back over here, which will leave plenty of opportunity for this team to come back and jump on the ball. So the ball plays in over here. You have to just stay in net. You can't go out and try to grab that ball because it's gonna bounce right off, and it's gonna give them an easy chance on goal. If you're all the way dived over here, they've got an open goal for you for a shot. Also, when the ball goes over here, I saw a lot of the time they had the player right here, and then we had a defender on them. So here they are. Here's a defender on them. What I saw a lot of the time happening, they'd have another player over here often, and we would be kind of like trying to close the ball down. This defender often would be shading over here, trying to provide somewhat of a backup for this defender. In that case, you really have to be aware that there are other players that are going to be going in the back post. Because I saw a lot of times we were just like this, and they had their player wide open over here. If they can find any way of just getting it over to them, they've got a shot on goal. So make sure that you're marking up. Make sure you have your responsibility at the back post covered before you come over and help them. In fact, you should just let them come over, let them do their job. They're not going to let anybody through here. You have to be strong. You can't let anybody get by you. If we need any extra help, this midfielder often would drop back in and help. But the other defender needs to be staying to their responsibilities. Okay? So those are just a couple things that I saw last game that we can improve upon. Overall, we played really great. We kept our shape very, very well, and I was really impressed with how well we did that. Our midfielder, again, just like last time, is going to have a lot of responsibility to come back. So if you're in that midfield position and you communicate to someone when you take their position that you're going in for the midfield, you have to make sure that if you make a play that gets intercepted or whatever it is, you can't just put your head down and watch the counterattack happen. You have to come back and you have to play defense. That really wasn't a huge problem, but I saw it a couple times. Just make sure you're aware that you need to come back on defense for the midfield. Otherwise, our forwards played great. Our defenders played great. Just a few things that we needed to improve upon there that I saw. So let me know what you think of this. If you disagree with it or whatever, it's a good starting point for a conversation at least, so that we're having that conversation a couple days before the game instead of a second before the ball is kicked off. So there we are. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you at the game.